Hi, I'm Nancy Fetzer, author and illustrator of the K-6 Writing Curriculum Books and Online Training Series. Today, I'm going to walk you through my K-1 Writing Curriculum and Video Training Series. The strategies and techniques that you're going to see in this online training are totally backed by the most recent and valid research, most especially with an emphasis on direct instruction and language development. The direct instruction model is basically an I do it, we do it, you do it format. The I do it is the teacher is going to model to the student specific direct instruction steps that they need to learn in order to plan and ultimately write narrative, expository, or opinion text. The we do it is when I'm slowly releasing responsibility where the students and I together are going to walk through these steps. And finally, the gradual release of responsibility to each student so they can independently write on their own. Not only do my strategies have this step-by-step direct instruction, but they're also drenched with language development techniques so that your students not only will learn how to write, but they will have the language in order to write out their thoughts and ideas so they become sophisticated sentences and paragraphs. This online training is designed for many different users. Most especially, it's for the kindergarten, first grade teacher. But also, these online trainings can be used with instructional aides, support people at a school site, and here's the next piece that I think you're really going to love. For parents. Parents, this can also be something that you can use to help your child learn to write at home. What would be the best situation is if we had the school using the strategies and at home you use the same strategies to assist your child in the homework process. Sometimes parents, you may not have that homeschool connection for these writing strategies, but you can still implement them on your own with your child at home following this series. Now I'm going to walk you through this manual using the table of contents. Everything inside this manual is aligned to the Common Core standards for kindergarten and first grade. Let's take a look at what's inside. Turn to page 3 in the manual. This is our table of contents. We'll always begin with the Common Core, and that's because we have to know what are we supposed to be teaching? What skills are assigned to kindergarten and first grade? After the Common Core, then we need to know, well, when are we teaching writing? And I have my components of writing. These are daily components, and there's 4 of them in which you are going to use these different times of the day to instruct your children so that you have the I do it, we do it, you do it model of instruction with systematic direct instruction steps. If you look, the next chapter is the first component, language development. This chapter is chock full of all different activities like the movie script and lecture notes and come alive boxes. These are different interactive and engaging activities that are going to develop your children's language so that they can efficiently and effectively write narratives, informative, explanatory, and opinion writing. Now here's the good news about the language development chapter. You can download a free section of that chapter, and that section is of the word masters to movie scripts. You are going to love this activity. It is full of vocabulary building with robust vocabulary that's embedded in an activity I call movie scripts, which will help develop narrative writing and language as well. You will use this activity during your language arts block because one of my personal beliefs is we can't keep adding more on the day. So everything in my language development chapter is actually going to bridge into all your different core subjects so that you will enhance them and develop language, not have to add more to your day. Download the movie script, check out this wonderful, engaging student activity. Once you try the movie scripts, I know you're going to love this curriculum and you'll come back and want to get the manual so that you can actually implement every component of writing in your classroom. The second component is the teacher write. Now I'm going to write the I do it there. That's the I do it model. This is the chapter where I'm going to show you how to model to the children the steps in order to write narratives, informative explanatory, or opinion writing. Now what's going to happen in this chapter is not only are you going to model that, but you will always end up having some sort of a published piece of writing for the kids to see. That's critical because we want our kids to think of themselves as writers. We want them to see you as a writer so that they're no longer saying, how many sentences do I write? Instead, they are involved in the activity of story writing, of information telling, of giving their opinions. It's really exciting. The next component is the number 3, and that's your interactive writing. This actually has 2 sections. It has the interactive, where I tell you how to do this activity, and it also has the tools. In interactive writing, this is the we do it model, where the students and you together are going to walk through direct instruction steps, packed and drenched with language development, in order to write, again, narratives, informative explanatory, or opinion writing. The 4th component, that's the instructional level, the you do it, where you will slowly release responsibility to the students so they can independently write on their own. Now there's many chapters dedicated to the you do it, this instructional level piece. Let me show you how those work. We have language development, I do it, we do it. Now we need the you do it. This is where we slowly release responsibility for students to write on their own. Now, there's many chapters involved in the you do it. You're not doing all of them. Let me show you how this works. First, I'm going to bracket all the chapters. There's many of them. Kindergarten, you are only going to do the small group for the you do it. So all these chapters are for the you do it model. Kindergarten, you're going to work with small group only. Let me circle those 2 chapters. First grade, you need to look at either, so I'm going to write first grade, I'm going to point up to the small group and then write or. You're either going to work with small group at the instructional level or whole group lessons. It really depends on where your first graders come in. Kindergarten, small group, because whole group models for slow release of responsibility is not appropriate at the kindergarten level. You need to work with them in the small group. First grade, if most of your students can't write a sentence independently on their own, then you're going to use the small group model for instruction as well. But if most of your kids can independently write a sentence, then you're only going to work in the whole group model where you're going to teach narrative, informative explanatory, or opinion writing. Don't worry, first grade. In the small group lessons, you will have narrative writing, informative explanatory writing, and opinion writing, but they're done only in a small group. Finally, we go to revising and editing. This is a great chapter because there's 3 different direct instruction activities that I'm going to show you that you can help your students learn how to do on their own to fix their papers once they've written them out. In the sentences chapter, what you'll find is a really great instructional tool called the Who What chart. It's an interactive tool and it's a manipulative in which you'll show your students metacognitively the steps they need to go through in order to build a powerful sentence. In addition to the Who What chart, I also have some Blackline Master Sentences worksheets that your students can do independently to practice this sentence building. Mentor Text to Anchor Charts chapter. This is a wonderful chapter for you to have. These are special, unique charts that you and the children will make, and you'll do this all year long, where you will pull words, vocabulary, phrases, and you will put them up on specialized charts so that when the students go to write, they can use those charts as a resource to pull those words and phrases in their own writing. You're going to love those. Finally, we have schedules. I know I told you that we had the 4 components of writing so that you know what you would put in your instructional day. This schedule chapter, fabulous, because now it goes back and it actually shows with exact minutes an entire instructional day for kindergarten and another for first grade. What I have shown you in this chapter, though, is not only the schedule, but all these components and activities. I've put page numbers and I've referred back to where it would fit in your schedule. Let me also say that I know no schedule will ever work for every classroom. This is your starting point. You need to adjust and change the schedule to fit how it would work at your school. But at least it's a starting point, and you can see where all these different techniques and strategies would fit in a kindergarten and first grade day. Schedules is last in this book. Here's the reason why. You need to know what all the different activities are before I start showing you where they fit in your day. Here's another thing. I made sure, because the Common Core State Standards is really pushing this, that you have writing integrated throughout the day in all your core subjects. You will see in this schedule that I've taken all these activities from this book and shown you how to integrate it into your language arts, your writing block, and into your science and social studies block as well. You will love this section because now writing truly can be done all day long, all year long, so your children will actually reach the standards. What materials do you need to successfully utilize this online training? Well, all the videos are free, but for the best experience and results, I highly recommend that you purchase the K1 Writing Curriculum Manual. This manual is packed with all different blackline masters and strategies for you to implement this program effectively. This is the Who What chart, a colorful manipulative you'll use with your children to show them how to build powerful sentences. Notice it's color-coded with a flap. Now you have your subject, predicate. Oh look, inside the flap are the adjectives. And then down below are modifiers that you will use in order to build powerful sentences. Now the alphabet chart comes in two different sizes. One, this large, colorful chart that you can put on the wall to use in whole group lessons or small group lessons. You will have one student size mat that comes with this kit as well. Along with the student size alphabet and the large wall chart are two other sound cards that come in this kit. A colorful blends chart and a chart displaying digraphs, diphthongs, and ing. You can also purchase a whole set of student mats. There's 25 in a set and they're laminated in color. And I know some kindergarten and first grade classrooms have more than 25 students, but these are just for small group instruction. You don't need one for every student. Instead, they just need this tool when they come to work with you at the table. One other manual that I highly recommend that you use is the Alphabet Learning Center Activities Kit. This manual goes through every letter in my alphabet system so that you will understand how to say the different sounds and understand how the chart works. This book is also packed with all different independent activities for your students to practice learning the alphabet sounds and letters, as well as letter formation and different reading and writing activities. I think that you'll enjoy this book and it complements what you're doing with this online instruction. Now here's the great news. If you go to the online training alphabet learning section, you will find many different videos that your children can watch to learn letters, names, and sounds, as well as how to write the different letters of the alphabet. These videos were made so the children could independently watch them and learn these skills. You have, using those videos, independent stations you can utilize in your classroom. Or at home, parents, your children can walk through these videos and practice these needed alphabet skills. I highly recommend that you check them out. And the good news is, they're free.